Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 10th. We're in the double digits, folks. The 10th episode of our gaming news podcast, the PackCast. Our host today, as always, wait a minute, not as always, because Cool Trainer Camilo was gone last week, and we had a guest host, Relia. Thank you, Relia, for hosting. We appreciate it, but we are so happy to have Cool Trainer Camilo back, especially for what we're talking about this week. We've also got the Janebo, and we've got Dan from the Tea Lounge, and we've got myself, Phil Fantastic. I definitely didn't forget my own name. And together, we form the Game Pack, just like those little children form Voltron when they put their tigers together. We're the Game Pack. All right, let's get into the news. This week, we're going to be talking about a Pokemon story we skipped last week, as well as some other Pokemon stuff. We got some Pokemon Go news, and a possible Pokemon Snap 2 game is going to be coming out. Splatoon 2 announced it's doing its last Splatfest, which was news to me. Somebody told me that live on stream, and I didn't believe them. We've got some Fortnite news today, and then we're going to talk briefly about toxic game communities and why that needs to stop. It needs to stop right now. It's ruining the experience and the communities around some games, and it's just terrible. So we're going to stop that together. All four of us, we're going to figure out a solution to stop toxic gaming communities, and by the end of this podcast, that won't exist anymore. Okay. So the first story is Masuda responds to all the anger regarding the national dex going away and I'm not going to be able to have whatever specific Pokemon in my game if it's not in the Galar region dex. And he responded by saying, and I think we had this quote last week, they hear all the anger and disappointment, but they aren't changing their plans to only have some Pokemon return from previous games. So what I'm going to do is immediately turn it over to Cool Trainer Camilo, because he's been waiting 2 weeks to talk about this story. So swing away. What is that from the Signs? Swing away, Johnny?
Oh, yeah, Signs. Yep.
Swing away, Camilo. Swing away.
So Masuda obviously made this statement because there's been so much outcry over the Pokedex entry every single time Pokemon tweet something, and it's not even related to Pokemon Sword and Shield. They're just tweeting something random. Every single comment on the tweet is hashtag bring back the national dex, which is super obnoxious, by the way. Yeah. I don't know. I've just been seeing a lot of hate and stupid comments about people are saying, oh, they'll go. I went back and looked at the Town trailer on YouTube somewhere, and they were Dialga, Kyogre were left out of Sword and Shield because of this stupid game. Because I'm just bro, how many Brian cells do you have? It's just this statement was just you complained. I'm not making the change. It's the way it is. Stop complaining.
You know what? I think now I've had a lot of time. When did we find this out? A month ago?
Was it E3?
A little, yeah, almost a month.
Okay, so we've had some time to really chew on this and digest it, and make it into poop. So I've my little thought poop nugget here. I'm sticking with my analogy, guys. I'm not turning back.
Did it come from a creature?
Not that analogy. Oh my goodness. I was on the fence. No, I was on one side of the fence of this is stupid and I hate it. Push the game. I'm angry. Then I was on the fence and I was like, you know what? I'm not sure how I feel anymore. And now I've joined Camilo on the other side of the fence because I think it will be exciting every time we get a new Pokemon game to find out which Pokemon we're going to get. Huh?
I think so.
Huh? Like, don't you think that that's another thing that we can get hype about? Like, oh no way! Like Kyogre and Groudon are back, and they're like part of the story again, or something.
I think all of the legendaries are going to be in whatever the next game is, because when we had Sun and Moon, that was just like the brand new game. The focus is like the new Pokemon, the story, and then we had the Ultra games. Like all of the legendaries were in it, so you like shiny hunt them. So I think if it's like an enhanced version of Sword and Shield, or if it's just like the Diamond and Pearl remakes, I think that one's gonna have all the legendaries in it. So
yeah, but I just think like, oh man, like Bidoof is my favorite Pokemon. It's not, but for example's sake, like, oh cool, like in this new whatever, not even Pokemon Gun or not even like the Diamond and Pearl remakes, like whatever's next, like Generation 9. Like, oh, we finally got Bidoof back, and like people are super hyped to get like their favorite Pokemon back.
Well, I think it'll be like when a generation is complete, every single Pokemon should be catchable, like in any one of those games. So like they're not gonna skip a gen without having a Pokemon in a game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's not that. I misunderstood that then. Either way, I think it'll still create some like extra level of hype for me.
I think Sword Shield's gonna have a lot of Pokemon, maybe around like 500, maybe around 600. Whatever the next game is gonna have all the rest of them, and then probably like will overlap with Sword and Shield, because I think they want to have like a lot of Pokemon in each of the games, even though they're not all of them. I don't know. This doesn't make it seem to like what he said. It doesn't sound like, oh, the next game is not going to have Pokemon that were in Sword and Shield. I feel like if the data is created, I feel like they wouldn't just remove them for no reason. Like they're removing them now because they don't have the data. They didn't do it yet.
Yeah. So
I don't think it would be smart to just like not include them just because. So I understand the reasoning now, but if they did that then, that'd be like, well, what are you doing now?
Yeah. You'd be less supportive.
Yeah, because I'm like, I understand the reasoning for this, but that's a choice you're making at that point. So,
gotcha. John, want to chime in?
I don't know. I feel like criticism is good, and this might have made it worse by acknowledging it. I think they should just not talk about it until the game releases.
Definitely put a little ignition fuel on the fire.
They also said something. I don't know who said it. One of the Pokemon developers came out and said, like, they have 2 teams, and the majority of their teams are working on a different game. I don't know if it's Town or
they definitely have
something else. But that just made it worse by saying, like, oh, we're not focusing all our efforts on Pokemon. So everybody's like, well,
these are also the people that only play Pokemon, and they think that's the only game to play. So
well, they're seeing it as like you're releasing a half-baked product to focus on a different game. Like, why not just focus on one and then move to the other one?
I see what you're saying, but that would really stagger the release dates like big time.
Wasn't Town supposed to come out this year?
I think it was said coming in 2019. I think it got delayed.
I don't know.
Because it was announced like it was like the September Direct last year, I think.
Dan, are you upset that Wigu is not going to be in Pokemon Sword and Shield?
Wigu, well, I mean, I was hoping to see a Toopy evolution of it, but I guess that'll have to wait till the next game. I do find it like from an outsider, I'm a little confused with all of the hype and vitriol on either side. Like, oh, I'm glad there's not going to be, or oh my gosh, I can't believe there's not going to be all the Pokemon. From what I understand, and I could be wrong, there is a national dex that all of them go into, and this game has some, and those will go in as well, so there is a place that all of them can reside. Is that correct?
Well, they haven't had a national, like, in the last game, Sun and Moon, there was no national dex. Like, you could have all the Pokemon, but there was no...
But, there wasn't a...
The game didn't record, checked it off, you got it.
Yeah, you couldn't open up the Pokedex and go National Dex and see 1 through what was the number?
800.
800?
7.
It was 7
Okay,
something.
is there a place outside of the games that all of them can reside?
Bulbapedia.
Pokemon Bank. Pokemon Bank.
Pokemon Home or whatever. that
Pokemon
thing
Home,
is?
yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah, so
like all of
Pokemon,
Oh, I get what
all
you're
of them
saying.
can go into Pokemon Home, and then this new game, those can go into Pokemon Home. So all 100% of them can be in Pokemon Home.
Yeah, well, that's
It's
just
that you
a
can't get
storage
100%
system.
of them.
Yeah, but they haven't really said they said
Into-
there's like a one-way transfer from bank to home. So if they're gonna do a one-way transfer for the Pokemon that can't even go into Sword and Shield, they gotta let you do something in home with them.
Yeah, they need to expand it and make it interactable, I guess.
Well, you could
Just
tra-
look
you
at
could
'em.
trade. So like, there's gonna be an app on the
Yeah, you
Switch,
can
and you
trade
can have an
from it.
app on your phone. So like,
Okay.
your Pokemon in the main games, like you can have access to them on your phone and trade them from your phone, which I think is really cool.
So the problem that people have is that they won't be able to access all of the Pokemon specifically in the new game, even though it's not going to remove Pokemon from people's possession per se.
Correct.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I mean,
okay.
they'll
That's
just be
Then is that
segmented,
really
though.
a huge deal?
Yeah, because people want to play with the Pokemon that they've been building up and hyper training for the last.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
so you can like
it's
build up.
such a like.
Okay. Interesting.
But that like novelty of doing that's such a small like post game novelty. Like even when you play like VGC like usually restricts you to like, okay, if you want to play VGC, you have to use a Pokemon that was caught in the region that you had it in, or it has to be in like the
So-
dex to use it.
So theoretically, someone could have caught a not very like well-known Pokemon in a game 3 games ago. Built this thing up. The Pokemon isn't really a favorite, so it kind of fell out of favor. It won't be in the new game, and they spent all this time building it up, and they won't be able to use it. Is that what I'm understanding? Is the annoying thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, there are good and bad Pokemon. Like, some Pokemon inherently don't have as good of stats as other Pokemon. So, like, if a Pokemon is, like, not used very much in competitive play, it's probably not a very good Pokemon.
Yeah.
So, like, even if you do all that training to it, it'll still not be as good as because you could do all that training to a good Pokemon, and then it would still... that
way
Pokemon
better
stats
still,
would be
yeah.
way better.
So a Pokemon's abilities are not based on your skill as a player. They're based on the Pokemon specifically and only.
They're based on
Well,
their.
I mean, it's both.
It's both,
Like,
but like the stats of the Pokemon, like you could have,
Like,
let's say,
coulda-
like one fire Pokemon that's like in like the really low tiers, has really low base stats, and then you have a Pokemon that like outclasses it because it has way better stats. It's the same type. It does the same job but better. So like,
Yeah.
there's no reason to use the other one.
Yeah, has like better
Could've-
has a better move pool. And then like to just speak to the player when they're in competitive play needs to understand. It's just almost like a fighting game or something. Like you need to know if you see a Pokemon, you need to know like, oh, what move pool might this have? Like what are they probably running on it? Like, oh, here's a Lapras. Are they doing it like with one specific like a tanky Lapras, and then aren't there like can a Lapras also have really high special attack, or am I wrong?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so like a player can like based on like, oh, I got attacked by this, that means he probably has these other 3 moves, so like I'll change up my strategy. So like you can be there is a lot of strategy to like the end game Pokemon Go battling, or not Pokemon Go,
So-
Pokemon battling.
Okay, so a skilled player can take a lower rank Pokemon,
I think
and as a challenge, do really well still.
yeah.
If they're
Potentially,
skilled
yeah.
enough.
I
Yeah, if
forget
they're-
what year
okay.
it was. I think it was like 2014 or 15. But there was this guy, Sejun Park, at like one of the World Championships. He used Apache Risu, and he blew everyone's mind that like it was able to tank hits and stuff. And that's like a Pokemon
wow.
that like nobody uses.
Yeah.
Ooh, that kind of ties into a future story a little bit.
Sweet. All right, well, I think that kind of covers everything about the anger and stuff. We kind of moved on into a little bit different Pokemon stuff. So let's just roll right into our second story, which is Armored Mewtwo is coming to Pokemon Go. Say what? Okay, so this is to coincide with the Japanese release of the Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution movie. Armored Mewtwo will be a raid boss from July 10th to July 31st. So, I'm going to throw this over to our Pokemon Go expert, Camilo.
Yeah, so Pokemon, I think it was a Pokemon company, they released this trailer to announce Armored Mewtwo's coming to the game, and it had some clips from like the Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution movie, which is the new CGI remake of the very first Pokemon movie. It comes out like mid-July in Japan, but I think we won't get it in the States till like probably November or so. Yeah. But
just dub
this
it.
is crazy. Like it's Mewtwo and Armor. We don't know. It's probably just gonna be the same typing. I don't know if it's gonna have like any cool moves or if it's gonna be any different from a regular Mewtwo, but I when I saw the tweet when they announced this, I was like super excited because I'm super excited for that movie, and the armor on Mewtwo looks sick.
Yeah. Do you think it might just be like the Pikachu with a different hat on?
It might be. I'm not entirely sure though. I feel like they could do something if I wanted to.
Can you put it into Pokemon Let's Go?
No, you can't put any event
doubtful.
Pokemon, any like Pikachu with a hat or like sunglasses, Squirtle. You can't go into Let's Go.
Lame.
Squirtle Squad.
They are doing like I think like a Wi-Fi distribution. I think in Japan to get like a special Mewtwo for Let's Go. I don't know if we'll get that by the time it comes out for us. But yeah,
I need to beat that game still.
I want Wi-Fi distribution of gifts. I don't want to go raid. I just don't.
You have to go to GameStop and get a code.
I mean, that's fine, and then I'll walk out of there with $100 worth of crap I don't need.
That's exactly why they do it.
Well, now they're doing the Pokemon Pass thing. You need to just scan the QR code for the app.
That'd be cool. When that launches.
I think it's already out, isn't it?
App's out. All right. Again, I don't know. What
I missed the Pikachu, the shiny Pikachu, shiny Eevee. I didn't really care.
I need shiny Eevees because I only have one shiny Eeveelution. Well, that's cool. I don't know how much there is to really talk about it. John and Dan, are you hyped for this armored Mewtwo?
Nope.
All right, cool. So the next story is also Pokemon related. Weird that we have so many Pokemon stories the day that Cam comes back.
It's like they've been piling up or something.
What happened? Okay, so the next story is Pokemon Snap 2. So Masuda says for Pokemon Snap 2 to happen, the game would ... What would it need, Cam?
It would need some kind of twist because they don't want to do the same thing again.
Like an on rails kind of thing?
I don't know what he really meant by that. Like, they could just give us the same game with like new Pokemon, and everyone would be happy.
Oh yeah.
In
HD graphics, man, people would go insane. There's a camera Labo kit.
Ooh.
And there's also VR. You have Labo VR.
Also,
Easy.
like,
I mean, we've like seen like there was like it was kind of limited, but there was like a snapshot feature thing in Pokemon Sun and Moon where you could like use the Rotom Dex and take
to like
pictures.
look through little like holes in the wall at Pikachu and stuff. That's the first example.
I love using like the Go Snapshot feature in Pokemon Go because you can like put the Pokemon in like the real world and like the AR works pretty cool. Just take pictures and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that it's like kind of exists in Pokemon Go a little bit, but once you get the Pokemon, or I mean, you could even find a Pokemon and just screen grab it. Like even if you don't catch it, you're like, I got a picture of it at least. So I mean, there's like ways that Pokemon Snap kind of already exists in other games. So I mean, a standalone game would be cool. I mean, anything for the Switch, I'm pro. Like, just make it already.
Pokemon Snap was actually my first like video game ever.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's cool. Dan, are you the biggest Pokemon Snap fan in the world?
So, from what I'm gathering from this conversation, it's a game where you go around and take photos of
Wait, you don't know about
Pokemon?
the original Pokemon Snap game on Nintendo 64?
No.
Dang.
Wow.
But that, essentially you go around and take pictures.
It's an on-rails like shooter where you like take pictures of Pokemon and you get scored based on like how your pictures came out.
Yeah, like how much of the Pokemon got into
So it's
the
not
frame.
like Breath of the Wild's Sheikah Slate camera feature.
No.
Because that game I could get behind, like an environment where you go around taking pictures of things
that'd be cool.
within the environment. That would be really cool.
You're just a character in Breath of the Wild,
They could just
photographer.
probably implement something like that in a Sword and Shield.
Dude, they should
Yeah,
just
like,
mod.
I really
Breath
like
of the
photography.
Wild. They should
Yeah,
mod
I really like
Breath of the Wild and put Pokemon in there.
Yeah, I'm a big photography fun guy. I like it a lot. I don't know how to say it. A fan of photography, so having a game that could like basically have that experience of going out and taking photos and getting the best angle and the best shot.
That'd be cool.
Like virtually without going out and getting mugged at night.
Are there side missions in Spider-Man?
Really cool.
For J. Jonah
There
Jameson?
There are side missions of taking photos of various landmarks and stuff, but it's really rudimentary. You just have to get it into the shot until it turns green. It's more of, I was here, see,
Look,
instead of just like you have to grade your own pictures, like, that's a really cool shot.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
There's also a really good like photo mode in that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, having Pokemon like dart around a city and you have to like stake it out and wait for it and get just the right snap as they run past. That could be really cool.
You could set out like treats and stuff. That like specific
It might come off
treats. That'd be cool.
Yeah. It might come off like paparazzi the game though. Got to be really careful with that, but I could get behind something like that actually.
That'd be fun. All right. That kind of sums up the first bit of the Pokemon news. And let's talk about Splatoon 2 after this short break. Wow, that break was really long for us, but probably only a brief second for you. Isn't the magic of editing wonderful? Okay, so we're going to talk about Splatoon 2's last Splatfest ever. Nintendo revealed the final Splatfest for Splatoon 2 will be held from July 18th to July 21st and will ask players to support chaos or order. The series creator Hisashi Nogami announced that private Splatfest will be available later this year. That's pretty cool. What does this mean for the online aspect of Splatoon 2? Is Splatoon 3 coming? These are questions that we will get into, but first, why though? Why? Why?
I mean, I think Splatoon 1 ended its support like a year before Splatoon 2 came out. So
right.
Well, when they revealed Splatoon 2 or when they released it, in one of the directs, they said that they were going to support content updates for a year after release, and then they're going to support Splatfest for 2 years after release. And that weekend, July 18th through the 21st, is the 2-year anniversary of Splatoon 2. So it makes sense. They did the same thing with Splatoon 1. They chose, I think it was Callie versus Marie.
Oh, wow.
And then the winner of that shaped the story mode in Splatoon 2. So everybody's thinking that that's what's going to happen in this. So if Chaos wins, Splatoon 3's campaign is going to be about Chaos. And I mean, you can't support everything forever. You know what I mean? It's been 2 years.
Yeah, but it's been 2 years. And this is what I was talking about offline / it was actually maybe online. It might have been during a stream. But I don't see Splatoon 2 as like a game that needs to be refreshed on a console more than once. For example, can I finish my point just very quickly, please? We only get one Smash Bros. We only get one Mario Kart. We only get one Mario Golf, one Mario Tennis. In my opinion, Splatoon kind of falls under that category of that type of game. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's more like Call of Duty, and you get more than one every couple of years, and it's a shooter, and people want to see new stuff happen. So, anyways, Cam, sorry, I just wanted to get the rest of my point out.
But Splatoon 2 isn't like a free-to-play game. It's not like there are people putting money into the game. Like, you buy it, and then you have it, and then you're expecting them to keep making content for you kind of thing.
That's a fair point. Is it that hard to make Splatfest, though? You just change the color paint.
I mean,
That's like
it's
one
not,
guy.
It's not that hard, but I
That's
feel
one
like
guy.
they can't do it indefinitely. Like they can't like say, oh, like for until like the next one comes out years from now, we're just gonna keep making Splatfest. So like I see why they're stopping.
I mean, 2 years is a long time for a game to be relevant. Like,
Okay.
I know since like other shooters came to the system like Fortnite, people migrated over to Fortnite. They don't play Splatoon as much. Smash Brothers came out. They don't play that. They play Smash over Splatoon.
Right.
Super Mario Maker just came out, and people are playing that
People
all
are
the
loving
time.
that.
So I think in order to stay relevant, they should release a game every 3 years, every 2 to 3 years. I mean, I was hoping that they would release Mario Kart, a new Mario Kart on the Switch.
Just adding like new modes and like more Splatfest, I don't think that brings people back to play it as much as like, oh, there's a new game coming out kind of thing.
But that's what they did, and then they called it a sequel.
Dude, Splatoon 2 is a lot more than Splatoon 1, though.
Okay.
It has Salmon Run. It has a completely different campaign. It has a ton of new gear. There's like a bunch of new maps. Like,
I don't count that as like a port. That's not a port.
It's more of a sequel than a lot of like the Call of Duties and the annual franchises.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. I guess my point is that I haven't yet got my fill of Splatoon 2 because I don't play it enough. So I don't see the need for Splatoon 3, but I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who are like, dude, what are you talking about? We need Splatoon 3. We've got enough of Splatoon 2. We've played all the content over and over. We need a refresh. We need more campaign. We need more maps. So yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I'm allowed to be wrong.
I put 400 hours into it. I'm ready for another one.
Yeah, so opposite.
So from the first Smash game to the second Smash, and this is relevant, from the first Smash to the second Smash game, there were a lot of improvements.
So many.
And then
so many.
to the third and the fourth and onward, they keep making improvements. I think they might maybe be trying to do something similar with Splatoon.
Okay.
Where they're trying to make it a new big thing they build on every time.
Well, Splatoon 2 sold like 8 million copies. So it's like one of their main series now.
It's like one of their bread and butter games.
So it makes sense that they're going to be working on another and another and make it more and more and better, and they're going to want to support it.
I don't think it's coming
like
soon. I feel like it might be a few years out because I think
I don't know.
Splatoon 1 had like a break. It wasn't like Splatoon 1 online ended and then we got Splatoon 2. It was like we had a break in between those two.
Splatoon 1, the gap between Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2 was only 2 years.
Yeah, the fact that they knew, like that they say, we're going to support Splatfest for 2 years and then it's going to end, makes me seem...
They got a game plan?
That they have a game plan,
was that more of, we want Splatoon on the Switch more than, like, we need to get this game out 2 years after the last one?
I don't know. I mean, they could be doing it where it is more of like an annualized franchise because they don't really have any of those. Like Phil was saying, each big franchise has one game per system, and maybe they would try to mix it up because we're probably gonna get Breath of the Wild 2 on the Switch,
right? But also, I didn't put
Breath
Zelda
of the Wild
into
2,
that
though.
camp. I don't put because
it's
if
a
you
Wii.
think
It's
about
like a
Galaxy
Wii U game, technically, right?
Galaxy 1 and 2, like that was a sequel. You got Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the same system. You got Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on the same system. You got Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 on the same system. I feel like with the story,
Skyward Sword.
Yeah, exactly. You could go the other way with Twilight Princess as well. But those like story-based games, it's not really. They sometimes will do more than one on a system, but these like, I guess I would put this under competitive game or sports game. I don't know how I would put this.
like multiplayer.
I'd say it's an esports
it's
game,
like a time-sensitive, community-relevant experience.
Yeah. But I can see the community dwindling because of everything else that has come out. Maybe they need something to bring people back. So
yeah, but it's just going to pull people away from Smash and Mario Maker.
Maybe they don't want to compete
though.
with their other things.
They're just
doing.
They're eating their own lunch like all the time though.
Yeah.
Like Smash and Mario Maker, Mario Kart, like everything.
I mean, Mario Maker, they don't care about eating their own lunch as long as they sold their copies. They're good.
Yeah.
because they're not selling DLC for that game.
They will sell, 5 million plus copies of a Splatoon 3 if it comes out on Switch.
Yeah. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm leading the conversation in a negative way because I haven't got my fill of Splatoon 2 yet, but you guys are probably right. I don't know.
I had a lot of good memories with Splatoon 2, so it's sad to see it like trickle down, but you can still play it online. It's not like it's going away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I want to like bring up the Wii real quick. With Mario Kart Wii is still like among the most popular within the community for Mario Kart games. There are still people who are dedicated to playing that game competitively, so much so that they have hacked kind of into the system of the Wii and have redirected the servers to point to a different URL so they can continue their online competitive playing of that game.
So you're saying if people love Splatoon 2 enough that like maybe it'll live on forever?
Well, there was that whole
who knows?
There was that whole thing a couple years ago with Halo 2, and they were about to shut the servers down for Halo 2. But there was, I forget how many people are in the server, so they couldn't shut it down until everybody was off. And I forget how many there were. There was probably like 1,000 people just playing Halo 2, so they didn't shut it down.
That's funny. I guess then my last thought would be, if they are shutting it down in preparation for Splatoon 3, I wish that they would support it longer or closer to the release of Splatoon 3. And I know they said they're doing private Splatfests, but Splatfests are like the thing that dragged me back to Splatoon 2, and now that they're stopping, that's the thing. I'm not going to get dragged back anymore. So that just is kind of bumming me out. So like I wish that if they are doing it in preparation for 3, that I wish they would have had it support longer so that like, now there's just going to be a gap of Splatoon in my life.
I mean, they also said that the content updates were only going to be like a year long, but they added content long after a year passed.
That's true.
So
that DLC was supposed to be pretty great. I didn't get it, but it was good.
DLC is really good. The Octo expansion is really good.
Yeah, people said it was amazing. So, very good. All right.
I think I've come to a realization about myself regarding games of this nature.
Yes.
2D interactive online games, I think maybe I have shied away from because I know inevitably things like this will end. And I don't want to like invest my time and emotions into something that like if I get hooked, I won't want it to end. And so I stay away. And I've started to get a little bit sucked into Mario Maker 2 a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I like making and playing my own levels. That's a step. Hopefully that'll never go away. But eventually servers shut down. Yeah. And I don't mean to get into like physical copies versus digital copies because those could get shut down as well. But yeah, experiences that are geared and specifically rooted in online servers being functioning through the company inevitably will not be a lasting experience past a certain point. Unless the community finds a way around.
Yeah, by hacking.
I'm actually worried about Mario Maker. I think a lot of people are going to drop off of it really fast. Because the algorithm for getting your levels played is like broken. And
they can fix it.
If people like, you spend hours and hours making a level, and then like nobody plays it. That sucks. Like you're not gonna want to do that again. So I can see it dying.
I did for Mario 1.
What you could do is you could go find your favorite live streamer who's playing viewer levels, aka
everybody,
3 of the 4 of us here, or any of our other favorite YouTubers. Go to their channels when they're doing it. And submit your level into the queue. Wait patiently and don't be annoying. And
wait for an hour as they work their way through one level.
Hey, I have a 7-minute timer. I have a 7-minute timer.
Oh, that's short.
That's really short.
I have a lot of. I'm kind of popular.
Minutes.
I have a lot of levels in the queue. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. We're gonna talk about how popular John is. JK.
I got 3,500.
Just kidding. We're
points.
Gonna move on. Hey, Popular John, why don't you take on this next subject? Stranger Things portals in Fortnite. Oh my gosh. John, why don't you take us through this?
So there's a Stranger Things event in Fortnite. I think it's still going on. I don't know when it goes through. I think the 11th, maybe. But Stranger Things 3 came out this week, or on 4th of July, and they have an event. They have a game mode. I haven't tried. I actually haven't played Fortnite in like a month, so I haven't tried any of this.
I haven't played it in a long time either.
I watched some streams, and so the portals, they act like portals. You go through them, and then you end up in a different spot.
And upside
then they
down?
No, it's not. I think there is a game mode where you go to the upside down, but
Okay.
I might be wrong. But there is Stranger Things skins, which are really cool. Like there's a Hopper skin and a.
Is he fat?
No, he's actually not, which is weird. And a Demogorgon skin.
Oh, psycho! That's awesome.
Yeah, I almost bought them. I did not. I've been good. I haven't bought V-Bucks in a month.
Dang. I don't know if I'd be able to resist a Demogorgon skin. Can you imagine? That's intimidating.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It is really cool looking, but I don't know if so that's about it. I mean, it's just Stranger Things and Fortnite. It's another special event that they do. I think the summer days of Fortnite is still going on, so there's different things you could earn. I think you could earn like a skateboard. I honestly haven't played it in a month, so I don't know.
When you play Fortnite Stranger Things mode, is there just $8 billion worth of product placement happening in your face?
Probably.
Constantly?
Well, so it's all based in the mall. So there's the Mega Mall area of the map.
Oh yeah.
And there's Stranger Things stores in there.
Interesting.
I don't know if it's Scoops Ahoy, but I'm hoping it's Scoops Ahoy.
Scoops Ahoy! Guys, if you haven't seen Stranger Things Season 3, I know it's not a video game topic, but it kind of is, because one, there's a Stranger Things 3 video game that just came out, and two, we're talking about Stranger Things in a video game. But definitely check it out. I liked it. John liked it.
Oh, yeah, it's a great season.
Super good. And
go
ahead.
Oh, I got the Stranger Things game. I have not played it yet because I was worried about spoilers. Because apparently there are spoilers for the show in there, so watch the show first.
How much that set you back, John?
$20.
$20? No, thank you. I'll just watch the season again. Okay.
I think I saw a trailer for the game, and I was like, wait, that character is returning to the show this season? I was like, yeah, spoilers are everywhere.
Yeah, spoilers ahoy.
I don't know why that would be a spoiler, because I think they showed it in the trailers.
Scoops ahoy.
Scoops ahoy.
Anyways.
It was a trailer for the game, not the show, though.
I think John's saying that there was trailers for the show that revealed characters that were in the trailer for the game. But I understand both your points that there shouldn't be spoilers in trailers.
I mean, is that really a spoiler, though? It's a character.
I guess we can talk about it after, because I don't want spoilers in the podcast. Anyways, we're talking about television now, and we're not a television podcast. We're a video game podcast. So I'm going to move on after this short commercial break.
This is Cool Trainer Camilo here, bringing you today's commercial break. How are you enjoying the PackCast so far? Got any podcast snacks with you? Oh shoot, I'm getting distracted. The Game Pack has recently started a new series called The First 15, where we play through the first 15 minutes of a game and give our initial impressions. It's a really great way to decide whether you should buy a game or not, so I highly recommend checking that series out. We got episodes on Cadence of Hyrule, Persona Q2, Crash Team Racing, and many more to come. Also, don't forget to check out all of our individual social medias in the description. We will now be returning to your previously scheduled programming.
Wow, what a great commercial. We're making so much money from this podcast. No, we're not. It's free. Okay, guys, the next topic is Pokemon Masters presentation. So there was like a 8.5-minute video about this new mobile game, Pokemon Masters. Take it away, Camilo. Tell us all about Pokemon Masters and why we should care.
Yeah, so Pokemon Masters is the new mobile game by the Pokemon Company. It's being developed by DNA, and it is a Pokemon game where you have a partner Pokemon, and you enlist other trainers that have appeared throughout the entirety of the Pokemon series. So from all of the Pokemon main series games, so you have characters like Misty and Brock and Cynthia, and all of like the main player characters from all of the main series games. So cool. It's just kind of like a everyone's here is kind of game. And nice. It takes place on this island somewhere in the Pokemon world called Paseo. And you just kind of go around the island listing these trainers. And all of the battles are 3-on-3 battles, and they're in real time. So I think it's going to be like a lot of like mashing buttons and like doing stuff like that. And they said trainers also have moves. So like they have like like not just the Pokemon have moves, like the trainers have like these support moves that help.
Like they can heal and stuff.
Yeah. Heal and support and I don't know, increase PP points.
Buff.
Yep. And then there are also sync moves, which look a lot like Z moves. They're these like really powerful attacks that you can use between your sync partner Pokemon and the trainer itself. So it looks really cool. I'm really excited for it. I think the idea of having like all of these like different characters from like the entirety of the Pokemon franchise is really cool. So I'm excited to play this game, and it's coming out sometime in summer 2019. So it's coming out soon.
So soonish.
Yeah.
One phrase stuck out to me when you were explaining that to us. You said everyone is here. That's the opposite of another Pokemon game.
Oh my god!
Right?
Oh my gosh!
Oh! Shots fired.
Wait, the opposite. So no one is in that game?
Oh, shut up! Let me have my
ruined
burn.
It. You
Let
ruined
me have
it.
my joke.
Well, like really like obscure characters like Chris, like the female character from Crystal. Because they dropped Chris.
Oh, right.
They dropped Chris for Lyra and Heart Gold Soul Silver, so it's like interesting to see her back.
That's cool. Yeah, returning old characters. So yeah, it's gonna be player characters, gym leaders, and like what are they called? Like Elite Four people.
Elite Four, child captains. Everybody's
very
there.
cool.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting, and I really like that it's in real time. I'm interested to see how that would play out. And I love double battles because I think they're more fair. I think, especially when you're switching Pokemon in and out, you get in this weird cycle where you're like, well, I have a fire type and you have a grass type, and then your opponent switches out the grass type for a water type, and then you switch out your fire type for a grass type. It's like, oh, man, when you have like a double battle going on, like that kind of eliminates that sort of like swip swap mechanic and like runaway fighting style. So yeah, a triple battle in real time. That sounds really interesting to me. I can't wait to download that and check it out.
Yeah, something like I've wanted them to do in the main series for a long time. I think it would just be like super complicated for them to do it. Like I think like if they were able to do like move combinations and stuff like that, I think that'd be really cool because they do that in the anime a lot. They'll be like, Pikachu used like Thunderbolt and then Bubble Beam, and it like swirls together and it like makes a new attack. So I think kind
of like when Captain America swings his hammer and then Thor shoots lightning at it and then it goes crazy.
Yeah, I guess like that.
That's how I relate to this conversation. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because I don't watch the anime. I watch Avengers movies. I'm sorry. I'm the one that brought it off topic this time. I apologize. Please continue.
But yeah, I've been really getting into Pokemon Go, and like I love Pokemon Go. It's a mobile game, so this is just another Pokemon mobile game for me to play. So I'm really excited.
What do you think the gacha mechanic's going to be? What do you think we're going to be spending money on?
I feel like there's or like energy. I don't know. Like I don't know how they would implement it, but like energy to like keep going. Like if you want to battle this trainer, like
what game is that? It's on Switch and on mobile. Where
Pokemon Quest.
Yes. So like energy like that.
That didn't really have gacha though. That was like you could pay like $10 and just have everything.
Oh, can you buy that game outright?
I don't think there's stamina. I don't remember it. I don't know.
No, there's definitely an energy bar.
But I don't think you buy energy though.
You can't?
If I'm wrong, I don't know. I might be wrong.
I don't know. If you're in the live chat during the premiere, let us know. Otherwise, leave a comment down below. We love your feedback. Please comment. All right. I don't have much to say other than, I'll definitely try it when it comes out because it's probably going to be freeze. John or Dan, you have anything to say about Pokemon Masters? I like the name. Nope. It makes me think of the Masters, like golf.
I'm going to download it and never play it.
Great. Good thing it's free.
Just like
I'm not
all the
gonna
other mobile
download
games that I download and never play.
What's that, Dan?
I'm not gonna download it.
Okay. Save the space on your phone and the data on your cell phone plan. Excellent. All right, let's move on to the last topic of this evening, and it's toxic gaming communities, and they need to stop. So essentially, guys, what happened, why we're talking about this, a 15-year-old girl beat a pro player in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and she got bullied like crazy, cyberbullied by everyone. She was called horrible names, and this just shouldn't happen. They're video games, and I have a couple points I want to make. One, I think younger players have the ability to become very, very good because they tend to have more free time than adult players do, because adult players are trying to make ends meet, maybe trying to raise their children who are playing the video games. Like, I just
They also have faster reaction times.
That's true. As we get old, our reaction
Brain
times.
plasticity.
Yep. It's facts. Facts of life, guys. So I just think it's so sad and frustrating. And I just wish people would just get it together. And this is me, old man on the porch. Just, guys, knock it off. Get it together. Treat each other with respect. In the chat when you're playing games with people, or when you are playing 1v1ing someone and you lose, walk away with dignity. Learn something from the battle and go back and fight him again next time, and like try to beat him. Don't be a sore loser. Just get good. Like, that's not. Don't bully people. Like, you should be commended for being young and a female in a predominantly male environment and kicking your butt. Like, nobody should get made fun of, but she should definitely, good for you. You, like, beat a pro player, and the odds are stacked against you. So, I don't know. This frustrates me, and I know our communities have been getting better. We get trolls occasionally slipping in and saying nonsense, but it just needs to stop. And, I don't know. Anybody else want to jump in?
Yes. So I think we should set the stage for exactly what happened and how it happened. There was like an official big tournament that they were playing head to head against. They had like 3 matches.
Yep.
And then, winner takes all, best 2 out of 3. And it was top player Ally versus Bochi, I think. It was a 15-year-old girl that was like a newcomer, and like no one knew who she was. And Ally was playing Snake, and Bochi was playing Isabel. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like I watched through like most of it. I kind of skimmed some pieces of it, but I watched it. It was really close the entire time, and like that win was squeaked out at the very end, and it was like this huge celebration in the crowd. Everyone who was there was like really hyped and excited for it, and it was this crazy cool thing that like everyone was excited in the moment, like wow, that's really cool. And so a few different pieces I could break this down.
Sure.
Like one of them is if you're not in the sphere, in the scope, and you see it like after the fact or just hear about it after the fact, you don't have the context of being there, experience it live, you can very much latch onto the wrong thing. And like I think a lot of people do. They're like, oh, that doesn't sound like it should be. Oh, let my voice my opinion online. Blah blah blah. And so that's one thing. Like I know, like to bring it slightly off topic but still relevant, and then reel it right back in.
Thank you, Dan.
Comedians tell offensive jokes, but within the context of their full act, it can very much be relevant to opening a dialogue or a discussion or something regarding a specific topic. But if the joke is taken out of context and read
just
online
tweet it
by
out
people,
or something, and it's the one
Exactly.
log line, then of course, it doesn't. You're absolutely right.
So there's the one thing. A context outside of the venue in which it took place is one thing. Another thing is like there could be a wide range of reasons why people were upset. Like, was it because she was young? Was it because she was a girl? Was it because she was playing Isabelle against Snake? I mean, like, none of those things are relevant. If a player is good, they're good, you know?
Yeah.
And it seemed like everyone in the moment was fine with it, and yeah, I don't know why exactly it blew up afterward. And we should add the word allegedly. Allegedly, the Smash community was a big part of it. That was perpetrating this, like, oh my gosh, how dare you beat our beloved player kind of thing. It's like, and this
Sounds like
poor
some
girl, and I don't want to say,
8-year-olds.
yeah, and I don't want to say poor girl. She's like this amazing player apparently, but this poor girl, like, she goes into this community and wants to be a part of it. And does really well, and gets smacked verbally around for it. What the heck? That's not cool. That is going to kill your community, not grow it.
Right.
Yeah. I don't get it. Upsets in a competitive nature, upsets can do so much to reinvigorate a community of sorts. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't get it. The people seem to be doing the opposite of what they're trying to accomplish. Oh, let's get this girl out of here. Well, no, you're getting your community
Yeah, what are you talking about?
out of here.
You just found a new player who's amazing. Why don't you lift her up and make her a part of your community?
Yeah, and she was almost to the point of quitting competitive play, which is stupid.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's stupid that it got so far. Anyway, those are my two thoughts. My two cents.
No, that was great.
My
and
thoughts,
I loved.
yeah.
I appreciate, Dan, that you gave. I didn't have as much context as you, and I appreciate you bringing a little bit more context to that. John, do you have thoughts on that?
Well, it's definitely an unfortunate situation, and the Smash community. I'm not in it. Like, I don't know anybody in it really. Like, I'm not close to it at all.
I mean, besides me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And it's allegedly as well. The word allegedly is really legally important.
I allegedly am really good at Pikachu.
But allegedly, there's other things going on in the Smash community that are not too, they're not good. They're not too appealing. It's unfortunate.
Are they not? Is it unacceptable? Is it inappropriate for our podcast?
No, there's just accusations against. A lot of it's like hygiene. Like, apparently, these tournaments, people have bad hygiene, and I don't know. It's just random things, and then there's like allegations of abuse of the female competitors, and I don't know if any of this is true, but that's what I've seen on the internet. So we all know that's
all I'm saying.
All true.
Is I'm going to go off topic real quick, but I'll reel it right back in. This is going to be our new phrase. I have played Magic the Gathering at actual stores. And I would imagine that there's a Venn diagram of Magic the Gathering players and Smash players. And I have been in some very smelly back rooms of some comic book and card shops. And they, you know what? Speed stick, man. It's like 99 cents. That's all I have to say about that. Those may or may not be true. Those allegations. I can just only speak to my experience.
I'm not condone. I don't want to condone anything that happened to this player, but you're gonna have this type of activity or this type of abuse in any community. There's gonna be some bad apples in any community. It's just I think we should teach people how to deal with it. Because you're not going to get rid of it. You're not going to be able to get rid of it. There's always going to be trolls. There's always going to be people that are just out to make your day worse than it was. So I think you just need to. I think everybody has to learn how to take it in and like how to handle it. And same with like being bullied at school. Like the bullies are always going to be there. You just got to learn how to deal with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think there's also something to be said about identifying what exactly is bullying and what exactly is feedback and constructive criticism. Because like it's one thing to say like oh, it was difficult to play with this person because they were very smelly. It's another thing to say, oh man, that dude is terrible because they don't bathe and they need to get a leash because they smell like a wet dog.
Yeah.
You know, that's another thing entirely. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Those people need to work on their insults.
Yeah.
Dan, I
feel like that was an improvised insult, and I think, Dan, you did just fine.
I want it to be very family friendly,
yes,
PG
I know.
clean.
I know. You did great. We're all very proud of you.
They smell like doo-doo. That is bad.
That bad. You smell like my poo-poos. All right.
I think we're making a good community. I think our community is very solid.
Yeah.
We have
I love our community. It's amazing. You guys are the best. Cam, did you want to speak a little bit about toxic communities? Have you? Oh, we should maybe talk a little bit about personal experiences with toxic communities because we got 30 seconds to burn. Cam, you want to speak?
Mario
to that
Maker 1.
Some people got no tact. Yeah, I mean, regarding like this situation, like you can't why, man. Like, why would do people not understand other people have feelings and like you can't do that to people?
It's the internet. They don't care.
Yeah.
You have anonymity. Say whatever you want.
It eliminates all empathy. People can't feel empathy through a screen.
They feel like it dehumanizes them, so therefore everyone they encounter is also dehumanized in their eyes, I think.
Yeah.
Some people say some messed up things that you would never say to somebody's face.
Like, hey, big boy, why are you playing Mario? Were you guys in my chat for that?
No.
I got
what's his name? Yort. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, it took me like 30 seconds to remember your name. Yort was in my chat, and he was helping me, I think, get rid of this troll, but he was just kept saying, hey, big boy, you're too old for Mario. And I'm just like, that's not offensive to me, but you're spamming it. It's just
weird. That's a weird thing to say.
It was so weird. And it's like, hey, man, I'm not that big. Why do you keep calling me big boy? I don't get it. It was so weird. And so funny, and I'm probably giving this kid exactly what he wanted by talking about it on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
People don't realize that
don't feed
they're
the
talking
trolls.
on the when you're talking on the internet, there are people there. They're not, it's not just it's not fake. When you say something and it's hurtful, but you're saying it in a trollish way, just I just want to have fun with this person. It means a lot. It's not just
when we turn off our cameras and we turn off our lights, we get up and we live human lives. We are people with people that we love and things that we do besides streaming. We're actually three-dimensional human beings. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Dude, I thought you guys just lived in the computers.
It's a thing, yeah. We don't just live in the computer.
Yeah.
Somebody came into my chat.
People don't realize there are implications for things they do or say on the internet. They think it's just that's the internet. That's not the real world. So I can do whatever I want on the internet, and it's not going to affect my real life at all.
Take away all anonymity.
I just wish you could IP ban, man. I just wish you could IP ban. That's what I wish.
Yeah, VPNs though make it difficult.
Yep, but they also keep me safe, so whatever. Cool. Well, guys, that was pretty much all the topics for today. Do you want to talk about what we're playing? Because it's Mario Maker 2 and then whatever Cam's been playing.
I have something else that I want to mention.
What do you want to talk about, John?
So I am playing Mario Maker 2 constantly.
Okay.
But Amazon, a ton of places were having sales on stuff today.
Yep.
So I bought a few games. I don't have them yet, but I bought Sushi Striker for the Switch because that was $10 on Amazon. Then I bought all the Kingdom Hearts games.
Oh, you bought all of them?
Just all of them.
Yep.
The story so far and Kingdom Hearts 3. So that should be coming in this week.
All right. Over under on whether or not he completes the franchise.
Oh, that's a 0%.
I want to see the Genebo franchise run
of Kingdom
Hearts.
I mean, he said he was into Disney, so I can see him
Yeah, I do like Disney.
Disney. Yeah, it's a really long franchise.
And I saw Toy Story like last week, so
Ooh, I can't wait.
I'm on a Disney
that
kick.
and Spider-Man, I can't wait. I still haven't seen them. So what else? Do you guys
I've been
wanna talk
playing Cuphead offline.
Oh,
Did you beat it yet?
have you beaten it?
No, I just beat. I forget the names of the bosses, but it's like the first island, like the plane or the Zeppelin one.
Oh,
I've
isn't that called
playing
Lady
it.
Zeppelin or something?
Yeah, something Zeppelin. I've been
That
playing it
game
really
is
slow,
tough,
but
man.
yeah.
That was fun, man. I enjoyed playing that with you, co-op.
I hate the genie boss. Least favorite boss in the game
It's
so far.
frustrating. It's frustrating. But once you get the pattern down and the muscle memory down, it's just like a hard Mario Maker 2 level. You just gotta push your way through, just like
you can learn.
level.
You can learn patterns in Cuphead. You can't learn patterns in Mario Maker.
Sure, you can for specific levels. Like I played Dan's level for like a straight hour, and then I finally memorized it and got the muscle memory and beat it. It was just like a Cuphead level.
It was epic.
It was fun,
played
man.
it for an
That's
hour?
a good. That's a good level.
That's a long time to play a level.
Well, I wanted to beat it, and it was a good level. It was well designed. I'm not gonna not play a well designed level by somebody who I personally know and share a YouTube channel with. Anyways, any other final remarks, guys, before we sign off?
Speaking of Mario Maker levels,
Yes, Dan.
yeah. So, so I went on a little bit of a rant about Mario Maker 2.
That you
and
did.
Mario Maker.
You
as
talked
a whole
about a
last-
caretaker.
There was a
creature.
creature.
And it was very long.
Well, what I will say is that all those points are still valid. However,
You made 10 levels.
I've made like 9 levels so far. I've really been actually enjoying playing it offline, making levels, because the levels that I design are scaled to my own personal difficulty. And so I can fine-tune it in to get the experience that I want. A few caveats are that the building is very limited, and there have been several times that I've run into a situation where I'm like, I want to do this, and I'm like, nope, can't do it. It doesn't exist. It's like, oh, lovely.
I don't mean
that's
I don't mean to
unfortunate.
put you on the spot, but if you do have a specific instance in mind, can you share it? And if you can't think
Yes.
of it, that's fine.
I have a lot of instances.
Just do one, Dan.
Okay, you know
Like-
the wings. You know
Yeah,
the wings.
sure.
You can put a wing on a block.
Uh-huh.
Well, the block will fly left. You can't make it fly right. So instead of making my very first level, fly to the right like I wanted and get to the goal, I had to put a warp pipe into a sub area and make it fly left,
Wait.
and then go down the other warp pipe.
You can put it on a
pop
track.
up.
You can put it on a track.
Yeah.
That's not.
No, you can
No,
you can put
you
it
can't.
on you can put it on a track
Because-
and start it moving to the right and then end the track and it should keep going, right? Cuz can't you leave an open
Yeah,
track?
you can leave the track open, or you can. Yeah, I think you
That's
can do
that's
it.
kind of the other thing that I ran into. I wanted 3 blocks side by side touching, bouncing back and forth on a track. Okay, this cannot be accomplished because when they bounce, they go through the blocks that are on the track, and you can only space them apart, like block, space, block, space, block, and then you would have to build another track to drop on a block in and hope that it lines up just right. And then you have your line, but then they're bouncing through one another and not off of one another. It won't bounce as a single unit.
Is
So
this
even
that coin
wouldn't
collecting level that
exactly
you were
work.
making?
So what?
You made one level where you have to collect a bunch of coins. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, that's the level.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I found
so
that I found that section of your level very frustrating.
yes, the bouncing back nightmare of the 3
Yeah.
spaced blocks on the track was not intended.
Okay.
I wanted them touching
Oh,
and
the-
bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, I always got squished. I got squished by
Yeah.
the pipe.
Yep, but I had to kind of leave it as it was because that doesn't exist in Mario Maker.
Long
Yeah.
story short, guys, Dan poo-pooed all over Mario Maker and said it was the worst game ever, and he's put about 25 hours into it now.
Well, yeah, I've been enjoying making the level. I still don't want to stream viewer levels, but I can see the addiction of like getting feedback on level creation by wanting people to play it. But I don't want to be one of those people that show up and say, "Play my level, do it now, please."
You
I
already
want
have
it
a
to be fun. I
community
do
that
that.
people would play your level and tell you.
Yeah, and I don't even
I played
really
your
want to
level.
stream because when I'm streaming level creation or doing non-viewer levels, people show up and say, "Can you please play my level?" And then I gotta say no, and then be like, "Why?" Well, because it probably sucks, and I don't want that experience.
Oh my gosh, whoa.
Or
Only my levels are good.
Because, or I gotta say, because it wouldn't be fair. And then it's, oh please. All right, fine, I'll play. And this is stupid troll level.
Just take the watch time. Just
like,
tell them.
Okay, I'm not gonna finish
down.
this. And then they're gonna be like, oh, you didn't even hit the like button. And then I gotta say, well, I didn't like it. That's my honest feedback.
Yeah.
And then they say boo-hoo and leave and never come back.
Then they
get
leave. Then let them leave. Let them leave.
See,
Let them leave.
I don't like that.
I do let them leave,
interaction
but
or
still, I don't want to hurt a kid's feelings.
Oh,
So-
they'll bounce back. You didn't call them
Yeah,
a name.
so
And maybe
I don't
the-
want to be that
so-
guy.
So you're enjoying making your own levels, right?
Yeah.
Because you enjoy those levels.
Yes.
Isn't it plausible to think that somebody out there makes levels that you would enjoy?
I've played your levels, John. I liked them. They were good.
Because I know how to make
ICBs?
levels. You know, it's easy.
I played 2 versions of ICBs.
Yeah, did you like the
I got
second
the-
version better?
Well, no, because the stinking shell down
Boom boom.
the tube with the bees that take your shell if you touch any of the
No,
bees.
throw the shell.
Yeah, throw the shell.
Throw
I
the
did. The shell disappeared.
No, throw the shell and immediately jump, and you get it every time.
Well,
That's how you beat it.
well,
I tried to show with arrows. They
My
have to
feedback
throw
to
it.
Phil
Maybe it's a bad
was-
level. Maybe it's a bad
My
level.
feedback to Phil is what you just need a
I
power up.
really
You just
like
need a
the
power up.
level. I really like the level. The first iteration might have been better in the beginning as well because the plant, I'm fine waiting for the plant and then just jumping through rather than having to jump around those bees at the beginning.
I also hate
thought
ice
that
levels.
I die and have to wait longer.
I thought that it
But-
didn't fit the theme, so I got rid of it.
That's true. That is true. Overall, I really like it. It's 2 different versions. It's kind of interesting playing 2 different versions of the level because I don't know which one is better or worse subjectively.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm bringing in conceptions from the first level into my play of the second, and automatically it's trying to get that comparison going, even though I don't mean it to. So it's kind of tricky to
That's true.
disassociate the two.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Cam's not going to buy it now?
Yeah, Cam, are you gonna buy this game yet?
No.
Okay, guys, final thoughts. We're out of time. I really had a fun podcast. This is a great podcast. It was good to have everybody back again. The game pack was back again. Thank you for coming back, Cam. We all thought you were going to quit. But we're glad you're back, especially
quit.
because 90% of the topics we talked about today were basically Camillo expert topics. So we're glad that we had you. Guys, do all the things. Hit the like button, subscribe button, the notification bell, and join the Discord. The links to all of our personal things are in the descriptions down below. I will be streaming Mario Maker. John will be streaming Mario Maker. If you're into that, we know that's very popular right
Probably
now.
as well.
Oh, Dan's going to be streaming some Mario Maker.
Next week, Dan's going to be like, I was completely wrong. I love this game. Perfect. Nothing wrong with
No.
it.
Cam, what are you going to be
Not
doing
going to happen.
on your channel this week?
I'm gonna be digging my own grave, trying to beat Kingdom Hearts 1 at level 1. So have fun.
Boy.
What if we
Have fun
race?
with
Can we
that.
race? I'm getting Kingdom Hearts 1. We should race.
Oh my gosh, he'll
Beat at level 1.
Okay. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.